In this video, we're going to be exploring the panel builder application within VideoIPath. VideoIPath supports a range of hardware panels, including the Sony MKS R4020 and the Elgato Studio panel. To connect these to VideoIPath, we first need to create a virtual representation of that. So to do this, we go into the settings and scroll down to our panel builder application. Within this application, you can see the range of panels that we have had pre-configured within the solution here, and then we can assign physical panels to those. To add a new panel into the system, we have to scroll down to the configuration we would like, press the plus icon, then we can create a new panel. So if I call this MKS_test, we assign that a default location, and then to add a new device, if you've added one into your inventory, you would see that appear here, and then you would click Save. Once you've added your configuration into the application, you can enable it or disable it by toggling this button. To edit the core panel itself, you press the pencil icon, and this brings up the interface related to the home screen, as you can see here. In front of me is Multiviewer 36, so I'll press this button, and this displays a range of different bits of information. On the top here, you have our destinations that relate in this instance to our multiviewer. Then underneath, in green, we have our source groupings. These enable operators to group like sources to simplify making those crosspoints when you need them. To edit these configurations, we go to our panel builder application and then press on the pencil icon. This brings up our panel builder application, where we can create customizations to the actual configurations that we're showing. After scrolling to Multiviewer 36, you'll see the same information mirrored in the system. Here you have our destinations, which obviously we can edit on a destination by destination basis. And then we also have our go-to pages, which enable us to jump around different pages to those source groupings. And as you can see here, you get access to all of the different pages that are within this panel configuration. So jumping to the first one, camera SDR, if I select that on the panel as well, you will see that we have slightly different information. Across the top, we have got the destinations, and along the bottom, we have got what we refer to as an endpoint grid, which enables us to present any source that has got a particular tag, and we'll cover tags in a separate video. But this is a very powerful feature within VideoIPath, enabling operators to work more fluidly. If I wanted to add a button, I would right click on an empty area, and this enables us to add a variety of different parameters, whether that is an endpoint, this could be a source or a destination, a predefined crosspoint as well. We can also have separate connect and disconnect buttons, especially if you're using endpoints as we are here. You can have those set to auto take or have that operator flexibility to create and disconnect those connections. We also have the ability to add in profiles. Now, from a broadcast control application, this has limited usability. However, when you're starting to deal with configurations and reconfigurations of encoders, for example, this is a truly powerful functionality within VideoIPath. So this would allow us to change the configuration of a device and make a connection at the same time. So being able to do multi-tiered level of connection management, all from the same panel. We also have the ability to add a parameter adjust button. This enables us to tweak custom parameters, for example, a classic one, camera mic gain. We can then configure that as a controllable parameter rather than just a read parameter. Next up, let's say we want to add a source onto this panel to bring in a different camera, or in our example, I'll use the Vision Mixer outputs. So I select Add Endpoint. I would then give this a label, let's call it vMix. Then under the endpoint section, if I search for groups, I can then search for my Vision Mixer, output 1, press confirm. Then once I've pressed save and close, applied those changes, the panel resets. I then navigate to where I stored that button, select my destination, select vMix, and as you can see on the multi-viewer, that's obviously made a connection. Although this is a very simple example, it shows you the step-by-step approach that you have to do to bring in a new button into the system. So let's change the appearance of that button. So open up the panel builder, select the button and then press this left arrow here. That brings up a couple of different options. The first one being the panels that we support within the platform, but secondly, and more importantly at the moment, the style. This enables us to change the color of the text on the button, but also the color of that particular button. On the UI here, we're obviously seeing a preview of those changes, and then once we save everything, it will be sent to the panel. Let's close this, save those changes, and confirm that they happen on the panel. Back to Multiviewer 36, Cam SDR, and as you can see, the button has changed to blue. That's not the only level of customization that we have within the tool. We are also able to stack pages. So if you've got multiple panels all in the same area, you can have multiple different levels of buttons all interconnected. Let me show you how to do that. So pressing that pencil icon again, if you click on the left arrow, you'll see here the panels that we support. Already mentioned that we support the Sony MKS R4020 and the Elgato Stream Deck Studio. So you're able to then drag and drop these different panels in to this environment and create that tiered structure that some applications require, especially if you've got a vast amount of sources and destinations and information that you want to present. We're able to group those together in that drag and drop friendly approach. So I hope that gives you a bit of an introduction into how to build panels within the panel builder application within VideoIPath.